This is not discussion, unless again you want to spend Christmas with me. All right, so very important thing: how do you calculate miles per driver? First of all, like multiple options, right? You can go. Sometimes I see people calculate just loaded or just empty, or use broker given miles because it's quick, it's convenient. Google Maps, PC Miler, and so on. The programs that we use also sometimes give you a mileage. So basically, I suggest everyone, unless you're extremely familiar with the routing in the areas that the truck is going to be going, use PC Miler. If you're going to use Google, it may be just a car route. If you're going to use brokerage mileage,
it's going to be wrong.
It's on you.
It's always going to be light.
It's on you. It's extremely important to give a good mileage to the driver, because as a driver myself, if I'm driving, let's say I just delivered the load, I'm going to the truck stop to wait for the next load, and my dispatcher is calling me. He's giving me the breakdown, like, hey, you got 50 miles emptied and 500 loaded, pick up delivery money, all this good stuff. If it sounds good, I'll accept the load. Then I'll park somewhere just to kind of run the mileage and get the direction. And now we are, instead of 50 miles to the pickup, we're looking at 150 miles to the pickup. Then if you expect later on that same driver to be easy on you to accept the load, it's your fault that he's not easy anymore. Because as a driver, I want to trust my dispatcher. I want to know that, okay, this is what he said, this is what it is. Or, I mean, if it's very quick situation, at least don't misguide the individual. Like, if you don't know, like, whatever is happening, you don't know the exact mileage, you can only ballpark, just tell them, like, I'm ballparking. But always give an actual mileage. I suggest for pretty much anyone who didn't drive, or for anyone who is not familiar with routes, use PC Miler. Let me give you an example. Where do you have it? All right, so here we got Harrisonburg, Virginia to Elkins, West Virginia. 100 miles. If you're gonna book a load based on this mileage, first of all, you're really gonna potentially kill drivers' day or even a week. You're gonna lose the trust of the driver, and you're gonna have to go back to the customer and talk about this load again, because you're not gonna be able to make it happen. Because the real mileage here. Let me see. So, all right, this is your real mileage, 299 miles. So the other one was 100 miles.
That's on a car route, right?
Yes. 299, and actually, I don't think it's even correct. I think it's actually more than that. It gives you, 3 times better routing than the Google. You need to be aware of those areas, or just don't risk. With PC Miler, every computer has a PC Miler here. Okay. If your computer doesn't, talk to Matt. He'll get you one. Very easy to use program, very reliable, made for trucks, specifically for trucks. So if later on whatever situation happens, there's a conflict between the driver, the dispatcher, broker, if it ever gets to me and you say, oh, that broker gave me the mileage, it's on you. It's all on you, because don't never use brokerage mileage. Also, I suggest do not go by the city names, go by zip codes. That will be the fastest. Address to address, not a big deal, just too much time. But zip code to zip code is going to be probably within 10 miles, give or take, and that's acceptable. Broker miles, good luck with that. Now, second point is keep trucks posted at all times and refresh regularly. Even though I think some programs we do refresh automatically, I don't think it's often enough. Every time you refresh, you come up on top again. Every time you refresh, you come up on top of again. You want to be visible. When was the last time when you, like looking for a load and you did down 2,000 loads you probably like, you're not very, you don't really think there is something good there. I think it's like, if it's even available.
Yeah, it's been on there too long. It's probably not even still
Yes.
available.
You can refresh every 15 minutes.
Yeah, and sometimes you'll be surprised. Like sometimes at the end of the day when there's a truck there and everybody has to go home and the truck is still there, when the whole crew rushes through all the lists and there is a way to do it on the board, instead of interfering with one another, calling the same broker, there's a way to pull up the list and just if you call on this one, it already shows it's been taken care of. So the other dispatcher looking at that, he's not going to call because he's going to know that it was already open. So somebody opened it, we made the phone call. Make it visible, except there are very few exceptions, but again, I think it's more of a topic. It's a longer topic for a different day, maybe New Year's Eve or something. Sometimes some areas are so hot that if you're going to post a truck there, you can't work.
Yeah.
Because your phone just rings. And,
It's crazy.
yeah. On top of that, your friends at the brokerage, customers, we may call you too. And we may pressure you, like, come on, man, I take care of you, now you take care of me. In some areas, I would prefer my friends not to know that they have a truck there.
So I do.
Because they want to have top dollar for my driver.
Yeah.
Rate confirmation. This is a very, very important one. Read rate confirmations. If you expect driver to read anything more than a rate, it's on you. Like if whatever it says, late delivery, this fee, whatever it is, if you're not gonna tell the driver directly, it's on you. Because again, as a driver, if I'm getting a load from my dispatcher, let's say pick up Mulberry, Florida, delivery San Francisco, California tomorrow morning. I'm gonna look at that rate confirmation and I'm gonna go to the pickup. Because I will assume that my dispatcher
It's already worked out the times.
is already aware of that. It's already in the works. It's not my problem to deal with. But if you never looked at it, it's never the case. Again, if it says something else on the rate confirmation and the broker says something else, don't worry about it. It's not in writing. It's on you. Reject predatory rate confirmations. I suggest flat out reject them all. If you see the rate information that says missed delivery, this is how much we're going to charge.
500.
Yes, and
Sometimes
there is
it's
a
like
whole
400.
list, like a menu at a restaurant, like of the things
Million
that
deductions.
They can
we
charge you
will
for.
charge you for.
Yeah.
And they don't want to change.
These people are not up to good. Normal people don't just put things up like this. These people are probably struggling, and we're just trying to
Make
make
money.
up every penny.
Mhm.
Because sometimes, again, we call people, and what do we hear? Kids crying in the back, the kitchen, the pots, making noise. Some people are, we would think that every customer is, fat and rich, but it's not the case. Sometimes it's just a stay-at-home mom doing that on the side, and every penny, $25 counts. And for us, first of all, I'm an activist of trucking industry. I'm not just work here. Like I think this is a bad thing, and I want to push against it. And if we cannot change it, just walk away. It's not worth it because I think the driver is 1,000 times more important than the broker that has those things on. So pay attention. It's always it's always there somewhere. If you don't have it in writing, you don't have it. Period. All that, broker said this, customer said that, doesn't matter. If you don't have it, you don't have it. And then everything else is just excuses. And it's all on you. What else? Here's the big one. Don't talk about the detention numbers with a driver until you have it on the paper.
Yes.
Because a lot of customers, brokers, we're just gonna give you a lot of nice stories just to keep that driver nice and calm at the customer, and later on, we're just gonna reject everything. So push for it. obviously, like what did we recover? Detention is probably 90-something% at least. So it's still pretty good. But the problem is sometimes, inexperienced people, plus not every customer cares about our drivers.
Right.
So all we care is about their customer. So we will tell you anything you want to hear just to keep that driver nice and mellow there. And once we're going to leave the property, and then you're going to, start talking about detention, you already lost. Again, not all. We have plenty of customers that we work with them regularly, and it's not a problem. But the problem is if somebody is inexperienced and just wants to have their customer happy, they're gonna tell you something totally unrealistic. You're gonna give a driver a good news. Something like, yo man, like we said $500 an hour. 6 hours later, you're like $3,000, heck yeah. And then you get the revised rate confirmation. Our max for a layover is $250 or $150.
Uh-huh.
And at that point, whatever you said to the driver is what you said to the driver. And everything else, whatever was between you and the broker, that's between you and the broker.
Yeah.
And, I think this is a bad game to play. I think because I would be pissed if I was promised something and then maybe I'm already, calling my wife and like, yeah,
Buying shit online.
yeah. order this, order that. And then, the news come in, it's not good. So make sure you take the full responsibility for that. Now, what does it mean when the broker says it has delivery at 6 p.m. tomorrow? But you can go early and they may work in.
May.
Yeah. It means 6 p.m. Yes. So unless 6 p.m. tomorrow is perfectly cool with what you're trying to accomplish, don't rely on this. Because, let's say like today, for example, a day before Christmas, you have a driver somewhere delivering you booked a load that delivers today 5 p.m. and you already have him a reload to get back home. The reload is loading at 2 p.m. because you were thinking, oh, my driver is going to get there at 9 a.m. He's going to get empty because the broker said he's going to get empty. That rate confirmation don't matter. And then you're stuck. And then trust me, after your driver going to spend Christmas in that truck, in a situation like this, you no longer have a driver. And that's pretty much what it comes down to. So if it's not on the paper, it don't exist. Again, don't hope. Broker is not your friend. Always verify. Broker is a business partner. It has to work for both of us. The broker is not your friend. Our top priority and top commodity is not the broker, it's the driver. So if you have this sweetheart broker that you're trying to be very nice with because he helps you with loads here and a little bit there, but he's causing the problems with your drivers, this is not your friend. Now, credit check, make sure you guys check credit on every load. Just because you check the credit on Bob's brokerage or Bob's shipping, whatever it is, this morning, and then that same Bob calls you 4 p.m. to offer another load, check again. Because the limits, we get exhausted very quickly. Because, for example, whatever the limit that you get for this guy is only good for this guy over all the carriers together. So, it can go very, very quick, especially with bad intentions. Again, read credit notes. There is a lot of scam going on. If there is a note saying that there may be some kind of scam going on with this broker, follow the directions, call the number, not that you got from the broker, call the number that you can either find on the official brokerage website or in the credit check system, and call them like, hey, I just booked a load. There is a note saying that there may be some problems with identity theft. This is the guy that they booked it with. This is the load number. I just want to make sure you have us as a carrier on this load. Another challenge is, and again, once you do that, once you verify, make some notes. Type it up, right there on the rate information, or even write it on the
No,
rate
no.
information.
What I do is, if you guys want to do it too, I put on the transport pro where it says notes. What I normally do, I put the name of the person that I speak with, and that is gonna put the day that you speak with the person and verify.
Yes.
So if something happened, they can go back to the phone call because they have the hours and the day and the
Yes.
conversations to say, hey, yes, she did talk to John, and John say he's a good company, and he read the confirmation, and he says she's good to go.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's what
Good
I do.
idea.
And again, this is just, if it looks like a duck, if it quacks like a duck, it's a duck. Sometimes you're gonna book a load where it says, the broker is Bobby's Shipping, the carrier is Super Trucking, and where we at? Are we even on the rate confirmation? Or you book a load, say, with Bobby's Shipping, and then the rate confirmation comes in saying cheap and heavy. But it's something there, right? Like something that needs to be looked into, and just pay attention. Do little things that do matter. What else? Again, just verify the brokers, verify the shippers, especially like right now around Christmas time, right? You book the load, you plan everything so nice and tight around
When you
Christmas,
get there, you say it's
and
not
the
good for
driver gets
Monday.
there, or worse, we may not work until after New Year's. And the broker, I wouldn't, depend on that a lot, because a lot of these guys, we just, we're not even the real brokers. We just read the script off the screen, and that's it.
Yeah, they're not the customer rep. They're
Yeah.
just-
Because
yeah.
that may be one of those guys, just, a step above when you call after hours, C.H. Robinson.
Yeah, oh my
They're like, what's the truck number? What's the trailer number?
Fuck those
What's
guys.
this? 20 questions later. All right,
The trailer
call
is
tomorrow.
53. Sweet Lord.
No,
It happens to him.
Are you there? I'm like, I got so pissed at one. I was like, dude, no.
He told her, like, what else you need? Like,
It's
it's a
the tr-
53.
He's loaded.
It's a
Obviously,
Sweet
it's 53.
Yeah, and here we go. So, those problems can be avoided.
You know what she does? She just sends the number to the customer rep, and then with CH, you might get a call back that night, or it's gonna be next day for sure.
So here we go. And another thing, again, this is a subject for. Let's see. Do we have anything here? There's a subject for another day, maybe. But check this channel out, Super Trucker Podcast, and there are 2 videos. How to find the best loads 2 months ago, and
I saw it.
then how to find the best loads. That's another one 3 months ago.
It's called what?
Super Trucker
Super Trucker Podcast.
Okay.
And YouTube.
Yeah, and then these videos kind of gives two tips. And again, I'm not gonna extend it today because this is whatever I said. I don't want to go to the next topics, but you can learn a couple of small things that will have a lot of benefit to what you do.
Yeah. Then you,
Will keep your drivers happy, and you may get lucky once in a while, but throughout the year you will make at least one perfect week for every driver just by doing those little things. Nothing else, nothing outside what you already do. So do that, and that's it.
Happy Sam.
Anybody want to stay? Feel free. I'll be more than happy to go over other topics.
Or each video.
Or each video. And other than that, you guys done? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas
Merry
to you all.
Christmas.
Merry
Thanks for
Christmas.
the load.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
All right. Hey, what Mike didn't tell you, there's a test on Monday with everything that he said today.
At 6 in the morning.
So I can be done with that before we start work.
Overbooked test.
Hey guys, driver referrals are up. They're lining up by the dozen, man. There's a line from here to Miami. So get your number. Give us a call, 863-342-5171. You don't want to miss out on this opportunity. Hear from you soon.